Yes, peeps.
Hey, Lerone. Down here.
Yes, brother.
Congrats on the win, man.
Thank you.
A little dicey in the first round, I guess. Walk us through that flash knockdown and just what you did to collect yourself and come back and win those second two rounds.
I'm used to overcoming adversity, so it's nothing to me. It's a fight. It was a flash knockdown. I wasn't really hurt. I got my wits about me again within 5-10 seconds. So I knew Dan Ige is a banger, and I knew that there was a good chance that he'll put me down at some point.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the cage too. I guess, what do you do when you go into a fight like knowing that you might have to endure that and come through? Does it make it easier when it actually happens?
I do a lot of visualization, so I go over the good, the bad in my head. So when it happens, I feel like I've been there already. I feel like I should have been better defensively, but listen, you live and you learn, and if you swim, you're going to get wet.
You obviously had a good fight with Barboza last time. Would you say this was still the toughest one of your career, or was that one a little more difficult?
They're both tough in their own way. They're both tough in their own way, and they're both at the hard points. 3 rounds is more of a sprint. 5 rounds is more calculated, get your timing. But Dan Ige is a tough guy, man, and I'm glad I got to share the octagon with him.
You called out Josh Emmett. I thought that was a great call. It seems to be well received throughout the MMA community. So I guess when would you ideally like to have that fight, and how would you see it going?
Yeah, I feel fresh. I'd love to get back out there soon. I don't want to have a long layoff. I feel like I'm in my prime now. Time to get busy. I think late February will be a good time to get back in there.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since that scary knockout of Bryce Mitchell. I guess, when you look at that one, you said you prepared to be knocked down in this fight. Is that a similar mindset you would go into that with Josh?
I'll come into that fight a lot better. Josh is a scary man, and you can't make them kind of mistakes against them guys, and they're the type of fights I want. I want to be switched on in there. I want to perform. I feel like I performed at 60% in there today, and I can't wait to show me at my best. And we're getting there. We're learning on the job. Like I said on the mic, I've had 8 fights in the UFC, 16 pro fights total, so that's half of my pro fights. I'm learning on the job in the best organisation in the world against the toughest fighters in the world as well.
Yeah, you said 60% here, you said 70% in the cage. What does 100% Lerone Murphy look like?
100% is me, champion. That's championship level. That's what I'm going to bring out. I'm going to bring out that next level when I need to.
Right here. When fighters get matched up with guys like Edson Barboza and Dan Ige, it's immediately like, oh, this fight's going to be a banger. Like, it doesn't matter who they fight. It's going to be a short list for a possible fight of the night. And, you got through both of them in very hard fights. Do you think it's time to add yourself to that list, that regardless of who they match you up against, like, you have to watch Lerone Murphy fight?
You know that. I've never been in a boring fight, in my opinion. If the fight was boring, I've ended up knocking them out. So you got to see some sort of action. I always put on a good fight. I always come to fight. I'm not in here to point score. Obviously, I've had a few decisions back to back, but I'm going to get back to knocking people out again soon. Trust me.
There's been a lot of featherweights walking around, even at the hotel. Obviously, the main event, Yair Rodriguez was seen. He's here. He was at the hotel. Did you size any of them up, like kind of get near them, just kind of feel them out at all?
I'm always sizing them up. I've been watching these guys from years back, and any featherweight on the planet, whether they're amateur or whatever, I've got the eyes on them, because it's like, even when I was coming up, the guys at the top, they're passing me on their way down. Do you get what I'm saying? So you don't know who you're gonna fight. I've got my eyes on all of them. They're all food.
Then I don't know if anyone's asked you, but Josh Emmett tweeted after the call out, it was just the face palm emoji, and that was it. So I don't really know what that means, but do you have a message for Josh at all? Because he watched the call out, will probably see this.
Yeah, let's go, man. Let's go. If you think it's an easy fight or whatever, let's go. Test me.
Lerone right here, this way, other direction.
Yeah.
Right here.
Sorry.
Why do you think you're flying under the radar for the UFC? Last time you and I talked, we're here when you had your draw. If you remember, you're very apologetic in the interview that I had with you towards the end. Why do you think you're flying under the radar? This is your third win this year. Why aren't you being given like top 10? You're undefeated, like you said. You have the personality. You have the looks.
I'm quiet in it. Maybe I need to be a bit louder, but it's like I'm just being myself in it. I'm just being myself, and I feel like putting on good fights will get the recognition in due time. And listen, like I said, I'm learning on the job. when it's my time, it would be my time, and that time's coming. I'm 15-0 now. They can't deny me now. They're going to give me a top 10 opponent, and I'll show how good I am then.
When you were rocked, and you were rocked, were you at any point afraid of losing that fight because you were dominating? Well, you know, when you got rocked, were you afraid at that point of losing the fight?
No, it's a fight. You got to expect to get rocked in a fight, especially fighting guys like Dan Ige, bangers, known knockout artists. You got to expect that, and I did expect that, and I knew I'll come out at the end of it. I won't hurt that badly. You just rocked me.
And would you consider that was your toughest fight so far?
It's a tough fight, but yeah, I've been in wars. I've not had no easy fights in the UFC, and they've all been tough in their own way. And I know I've got a lot more wars to come. Look at my face. My face looks fresh. So I'm all good.
Well, congratulations. You're always a class act.
Thank you.
Hey, Lerone, over here,
Yeah.
the other side. Congrats on your victory. I know you just
Thank you.
called out just Emmett, but I was wondering how far down the line do you reckon you could get a shot or call for a shot at Topuria, actually?
Say that again, sorry.
How far down the line do you reckon you could call for a shot at Topuria?
Oh, the title. And it's all about performance. This company's performance-based, which is right. I need 2 solid performances at least. I want to start finishing guys as well. I want to perform to my best ability. I'm not going to start calling out the champion when I don't believe I'm performing as good as I can be. Give me number 6, give me number 7, give me any of them guys. Let me test myself again. Let me keep making improvements. I'm going to be back in the gym. I've got no injuries. I'll be back in the gym in a week's time, and we'll get back on the horse. Thank you.
One more in the front, just right here. I don't know if you saw, like a couple of weeks ago, Volkanovski said, you know, he wants on that Sydney card, and you imagine he's going to fight for gold, whether it's an interim title or for the undisputed title. Now, if the main event goes, as a lot of people think it's going to be a hard fight, and they're not ready, and they want an interim title fight for Volk, will you get in the UFC's year as a possible, like, dance partner for Volkanovski if there's an interim title?
Listen, whoever Sean Shelby emails us, we fight. Simple as that. So we'll just sit back, wait for the call. The matchmakers have done a great job with me so far. I've had 8 fights in the UFC, all solid fights, and I believe every fight has been perfect for me at the time it's been given for the growth. So I put my trust in the UFC. Whoever they give me, when the time's right, we'll fight. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you.